now I'm going to cook the fish. Fish is obviously really healthy, and it's something that is super, super easy. Anybody can do it. So I'm going to turn on my pan, and I have one of these organic skillets. Teflon supposedly is not good for us, so this is a skillet that is non-stick, but is not toxic. So you can get these on Amazon. They're really affordable. So I'm going to use some ghee because I'm dairy-free. You can use butter if you're not dairy-free. And just give it a stick, or if you're using butter, just a couple of pads of butter. We're going to make a sauce with this that it's going to be a coconut cream sauce, and that I'll probably finish with a little bit more butter. So while that's melting, I'm going to come over here and get my fish ready. So I've got 2 pieces of fish here. They're both from Costco. I've got a halibut, and then whatever this white fish is that's on sale. So it's just a good portion for 2 people. So I'm going to take my lemon pepper of any brand, does not matter. Season the fish liberally because a lot of it's going to fall off when you fry it. And this gives it a lot of flavor. Flip it over, season the other side, and then as soon as our butter in our pan is hot, we'll fry these guys up. We're going to cook the fish. The butter is nice and hot in the pan, as you can see. I'm at about medium-high heat, just like with the chicken tender recipe. So I'm going to just take my fish very gently, and it sizzles, so I know I'm hot enough, and lay them in the pan. Fish is delicate, so you want to be really gentle with it. And we're just going to let this cook on one side and not fuss. Try not to fuss with the fish at all. If you fuss and move it around, then it won't get a nice crust. So we're going to let this cook on this side for maybe a minute and a half to 2 minutes. Flip it, and then take it off. I'm going to check this. It's been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and see if I've got a nice crust, and I do. So then I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, and that's beautiful. We're looking for white, opaque. That means that this fish is done. If it's not completely done, don't worry about it. It's no big deal because we're going to put it back into the pan, into a sauce in the end. So if, when we're finished, we crack it open in the middle and we see it's a little pink, no worries. All we have to do is put it back in the sauce that we're going to make here in a minute with the coconut cream, and we'll finish it off that way. So our pan is so hot from cooking the fish, I'm going to add just a little bit more ghee or butter, whatever you want. About a pad of butter. Whoops, some of it got away from me there. And let that melt. Ouch, that pan is hot. This is just a little extra spice, and I'm just going to leave it in the pan. It's just going to add to everything else. So what I have here is some coconut cream in a can, and it doesn't have to be coconut cream. It can be coconut milk. It doesn't have to be this brand. But this one I like because it's really thick, and it's almost like using heavy cream. So I get this one at the Asian market, but I'm sure they have it. Oh, they have it at Whole Foods. I'm sure of that. I'm going to add it to the pan. A couple of scoops. Watch out there, it's going to splash. And let it melt. I will give you an exact measurement on this, but we're looking at about half a cup for this amount of fish. And if you want more sauce because you just love the sauce, make a little bit more. So now I'm going to add a lemon zest. This is a lemon, this is a zester. If you don't have a zester, you can always use a cheese grater and just use the really fine little holes on the cheese grater. When you're zesting the lemon, you want to make sure you just get the yellow part and you don't get the excuse me, the pith, which is the white part. The white part is really bitter. We don't want that in our food. And if you notice, my burner is off because the fish, cooking the fish made my pan hot enough. I'm just using that residual heat. If you have a gas stove, you might need to turn your pan on again. But this is clearly not a gas stove. So now that I've got that peeled in there, I'm going to take my lemon and juice the rest of it into the sauce and all over the kitchen. So I'm going to juice half of a lemon and probably test the consistency here. It's pretty good. I might go with a little bit more lemon because we like really, really tart sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and juice another half a lemon in there, and we'll finish the sauce in a minute. I went ahead and juiced another half a lemon into the sauce to make it really tart, and then of course I tasted it. And it's really, really good, but it's a tiny bit on the sweet side and could use just a little bit more salt. So taste your sauce. You guys all know what you want your food to taste like. And add a little salt if it needs a little salt. So that's pretty much good to go. I like to add parsley. It's pretty for one thing, and for another, it's good for us. So, I get this at Costco and I use a ton of it. Then the fish, just slide it back into your pan. And at this point, if you want, just to make sure your fish is done, you can crack it open a little bit and take a peek. And I can see it's nice and opaque, it's cooked all the way through. If there was any pink in there, then what I would do is just turn my pan on and let it simmer for a couple of seconds. Maybe a minute at the most, and it'll be nice and cooked. So this is just about ready to plate. I'm going to serve it over some brown rice with this nice coconut sauce on top, and then our sweet potato fries and our Brussels sprouts. There we have it, dinner. We have our fish, and I just put it on top of some brown rice. You can leave the rice out, but it's nice because it soaks up this nice coconut sauce. We have some sweet potato fries that we'll dip in our aioli, which goes with a lot of my recipes, so I'll have that on my blog as well. And then our Brussels sprouts. The thing that I like about this plate is all the different colors. We're taught to, when we eat healthy, to eat a variety of colors with our food. So we have our orange and our green, and then our white fish and our brown rice, which has the fiber, of course. And there's fiber in other places in this dish too. So bon appetit to us.